so big and so vital that if I create a real nice space around myself, then people such as yourself that the community may undermine because they may not have the knowledge and your technical, technical expertise.
Yeah.
To know that we need you a lot more than we understand. You know what I'm saying? In the media, we may not really realize how important you are, and we can lose you one day if we can't compensate you based on what you deserve, what you put hours of time into what you do. You feel me? We can lose people like you that's valuable because we could just pay somebody to do it, but when you have somebody whose heart is in the movement and they have the technical know-how to facilitate the means to which we need to promulgate this information or propagate it into the community, you can't take risks like that because you can't hire somebody to be conscious and have the technical expertise.
Yeah.
You can hire someone that has the technical expertise, but there's something special when it's coupled with consciousness.
Yeah.
That the distance you will go, the
you
extra time you will put in.
Yeah, because you understand them.
Exactly. So it's like you can say 1 hour punctual and I'm out of here. But somebody that's conscious also is into the info, like, yo, keep talking. You know what I'm saying? Like, keep rolling. You catch those moments that we need to inspire and motivate people to uplift themselves. So if I can do events and it can be crazy huge, then I can start really saying, look, next event, like I was going to suggest it to you and who else? There's one more brother, my man Socrates. I was like, yo, boom, I got something most likely coming up in summertime where I'll be dealing with a big Hollywood white church that's all over the world. Providing it goes down, we're still in talks, but it should take place in summer is what I'm looking for.
Okay.
That'd be large. I'm looking at least be in a space of 2,000-3,000 people. And then that means, and then the pay-per-views, you know, I'm yielding a lot from pay-per-views. Each one I do of the last 3 keep going up significantly higher. This last debate, of course, was the highest. So when you consider that, by the time we get into the next debate, we can really have people on payroll because we can understand we can afford to do it without hurting ourselves. Like this event, I'm like, wow, this was great because I kind of anteed up the budget with me using posters to promote. The street team, normally it's flyers. You know, I did 30,000 flyers, about 1,500, 2,000 posters. Did a lot of promotional videos. It took a lot out of me. I was drained, but I wanted to gauge how far can this thing really go. Because if I can get this thing to go far, then we can really start paying the people who have the skill set, who may just be doing it on the strength. But now maybe we could say, yo, okay, now we can start hitting our camera guys off like this. Like, yo, for real, we gotta get locked in now, catch everything. You think what I'm saying? So we could pull that. That shit is dope. You know what I'm saying? That shit is dope. But I got a gift for you too, just for doing that. You know what I'm saying? When this is over, I got you. But I want to be able to do that. Like people posting their money online. Damn, I started some crazy shit, right? But the vendors was like, yo, we had a vendor post 2,200. Like, yo, I did this shit in 5 hours. You feel me? Thanks, brother, for like 2,200. So that's like near $350 an hour. You know, 2,200, $350 an hour. Where they do that at? That's like a come up in the. He said, yo, I'm paying my rent twice. I'm copying a QP. And I'm just meditate on how I'm gonna spend these next 2 months. I'm like, bro, don't take it off. Don't take too much time off. You know what I mean? Free wind it back. But that felt good. Then you had
Hawk says thank you.
Huh?
Hawk said thank you.
Oh, no doubt.
Yeah, especially with the reservation. He was like, yeah, you already already got this 5 months ago. You already got the spot 5 months ago. And the lady was like, just felt salty. She felt sick.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. You
Came
know,
up, man.
I have to show Hot Love, man, from Black and Nobel. That's my man. I can't wait to get in Philly and we set it up, bro. You already know. Let's set it up. Because, you know, when we come to Philly, we got to do it big. I outgrew the store. You know? Last joint I did there was tight.
Yeah.
You know, so I'm going to enjoy doing something in Philly and looking forward to that. Then you had the brother Supreme. He normally is our DJ. I want him back in the slot. And that's good, because I'm normally hitting him off to do the audio and everything for the debates. And he put up a post, showed them there a rack. He's like, this is just some shirts, you know? And he was like, yo, it's not like that when he do the lectures and he sets up, he goes, he gets his money, he vends. But he's like, this was just the shirts, because he had other products. And he rolled it out, took a picture, and said, thank you, brother, Polite, King Simon, and signed it. You know, and that empowers me. That shit gives me drive. Like, you know, what I get from studying, it feels great. I over-prepare, but I don't walk like, damn, I learned all this extra knowledge for no reason. Like, that's a contradiction, you know? So, I didn't get to put a lot of stuff out. By default, in fact, Harry tapped out here when he do the third round. In my third round, I had all my rounds with his own personality, because I want people to weigh in on which round they like the most, or I wanted each round to speak to a certain demographic. So we got archaeology and paleontology lovers. We got the Pan-African, pro-black, black nationalist extreme. We got the mathematical, scientific type of people. So I gave each round a different personality. That's how I like to do it. And to diversify my portfolio and show people, you know, I do this. Like, you know, I could deal with you on a math level, science level. I could go pro-black pan-nationalist on you. You know, I could come on an archaeology scale and deal with you, linguistics. I like to show out with the knowledge. So, you know, that's like someone just being in the ring dancing on a person. I just want to show you, like, I don't make this look easy because I've been preparing for so long. I'm virtually ready for anything he would do at me. You know, I was prepared. So as people kept saying, yo, Harry keeps saying, he got this plan, he keeps saying he got something you never seen about Egypt. None of that bothers me. I'm prepared for that which I don't know is coming. All I could do is study what he has out there and assess his nature, his character, his disposition, and prepare for that. You know what I'm saying? That's what I could do. I ain't worried about what I don't know. Because what I'm dealing with, he better know what I got. You know what I'm saying? Because I know the key to this debate thing is also in the rebuttal and how quick you can piece your thing together. So I personally make sure I'm locked in. That's why you see me with tight rebuttals. When the debate come out, you're gonna see, you're gonna know I created my slides. I use his slides and put them into my presentation and hit them with the rebuttals from book references. To do that, you have to be sharp as hell, and then to be able to recite it like you've been doing it, studying it for months. See him slip up, let me get a picture of that slide. See him slip up, let me get a picture of that slide. Now let me get the books. Let me find the page that debunks that. Get that, put it in the slide and let it marry it in and still finish my presentation on time, because I always leave a little bit of space in my presentation. So I have the time to do those rebuttals and take someone else's slide and put it into my stuff. Yo, that shit is work, bro. That's a lot of work. You know what I'm saying? And that just show you I'm into what I'm doing. And if I can put that kind of energy forth, the domino effect or the residual effect from that spiritually is amazing. Like I said, if we can entice enough people to this type of sport that we created out of knowledge, then we can create jobs for the people. And it can be, have its inception in knowledge. You feel me? Like,
yeah.
We could do it with boxing, we could do it with rap. Now the rap is going to another plateau. I'm like, we gotta be able to do this with the knowledge, or there's no hope for us. You know what I'm saying? If we can create sport out of knowledge, that's a phenomenal task. You feel me? So I'm like, man, being at the forefront of this, I'm gonna push. I'm like, we're gonna push this shit hard. You know, I talk to my celebrity friends all the time about it. We got ideas, so I get locked in on this joint for summer. I'm gonna get a lot of support. You know, I got a lot of support now, you know, to do what I gotta do. I got good brothers and sisters that's talking about, you know, funding my research now. You know, seeing what I do with my own funds to get to this point. You know, people talk about the bread, but I spent my money to go to Israel. That's my bread. I went to Israel alone. And I stayed for them 2-3 days. And you know, I'm doing streams out there trying to front like, you know, I'm in America. And I'm at 15-hour flight, like 9-hour time differential. You know, New York to Cali, 3-hour difference. Cali to Israel, like 9-hour difference, 10, come back, 15-hour flight, land in Cali, get my family. 10 hours later, from Cali to New York, come to New York, shower, meet Harry, barely got the shower. I'm talking out, gotta get out, I'm wet, trying to put shea butter on mixed with water. I gotta hurry up, catch Harry because it's Sabbath coming. So I gotta get him because if he's late for a Sabbath, he has to get out of his car and walk the rest of the way. He can't be using no electricity on this stuff. Yeah. So I gotta catch him in enough time where he has a grace period to get to where he gotta go. And I'm just coming off the plane, water and shea butter, like all in water. You feel me? And do that conversation, get back home, roll out with the homies, still working on my PowerPoint because I'm meticulous. Because I be up here like this, constantly working on it the whole time. Like when I got the debates coming, people look at me, they think I be going crazy unless they know me, because I be like this the whole time, just seeing myself execute, because I don't want to lay down a slide that I have to throw away because I don't like it. Yeah. You feel me? So I'm constantly making sure I feel complete, because if I put my energy into something, it got to stay there, because we say I should not live with regret in the Declaration of Innocence. So for me, if I put something together, I feel like in essence it was supposed to be there. So I don't erase a slide after I create it. Yeah. So I make sure I don't do nothing unless I'm sure it needs to be there. So that slide, it take me like 2 days in conception sometimes, because I'm like, I want to be tactful. And when people see my presentation, like with the emoji joint, that's a very popular slide. People really like the emoji slide. And it took a lot of thought, because I want to make sure there's no disconnect with the viewership and the presentation. You know, I need to make sure that even the other presenter understands, because if he does, it's intimidating. If he don't understand what I'm saying,
it won't affect.
He doesn't understand why he should be worried.
Yeah.
You feel me? And if he understands that people don't understand, then he has no reason to worry either. So my goal is I gotta make sure I educate so the rest of the presentation goes smooth. Because the presumption is people came here not merely to just hear a diatribe, but to learn. So if people are coming in to learn, that means I have to acclimate myself to a certain level of teaching before I get to the build-up of the actual debate. Mm. And that takes a lot of skill and a lot of time and a lot of artwork, because you gotta be monitor. You gotta monitor your time. Make sure you're not teaching for so long that by the time you get to the point where you want to go, it's like, damn, I ran out of time. If you would have just seen it, it would have been,
yeah.
You can't be in that. That shit would kill you. You know what I'm saying? So, had a lot of fun. It was great. I enjoyed the energy and the effort that the family came out and put forth. To see everybody come from so many places. I mean, pictures drawn to me. Dude sold a picture for $1,500 of myself as a father, and it looked so efficient. Then my daughter ran to me, and one of the brothers from Black and Nobel drew this on the spot while I was teaching.
Yeah.
You know, my little girl came to me like, Daddy, this guy drawing you while you teaching. And I'm like, word? I'm like, that sounds dope. Then he came like, bro, if I could get a picture with you, I'd like to get this. And I'm like, you already got a picture of me. Like, this is crazy. So I said, oh man, this is wild. So, you know, my daughter Matt was like, you gotta get it, Daddy. I'm like, I'm definitely gonna get it. But she was excited because she never seen nothing like that. So my daughter was like, yo, I wanna draw, you know. You know, my 9-year-old.
Yeah.
She was open. She was like, she said, I watched the whole thing. He drew you when he was talking. And she was hyped. She was just grabbing my hand like, you gotta see this, you gotta see this. So this reminds me of a lot of stuff, you know, because my daughter, you know, this is a moment, it's like a milestone in her life. Like, for all I know, she may run a whole art museum later on in life. Like, this is at the lecture, so that experience that she had while her daddy's teaching, to see that level of respect that somebody else may have for her father, that's what I do it for. You know, so she grows up, no matter what people say, my daughter grew up in this. She could say, I was in the movement. I was there when people was coming in with $1,500 paintings of my father. I was there when he was drawing him as he was teaching, you know, and the depth of it and the image, I mean, the symbolism, like, I love art, you know what I'm saying? So I was just like, yo, I got chills. And then for my daughter to see that respect, you know, for her to be there as I'm signing books and everything, I'm just looking at my daughter, because my daughter Matt always says after class, I want to teach. I want to teach. She always tell me that. Everybody in the house know that. So this right here had her somewhere else, like,
different levels.
Came home, she told her mother, she's like, Mommy, you think people gonna do this for me when I teach? I'm like, whoa. So she's like, that shit like makes me want to cry.
Yeah.
Because, you know, you want your children to follow in the way that you believe is right. You know? So for me to see my daughter already like, yo, she has in her mind, I want to be like my father. Like that is like the highest honor. So, you know, I thank the whole community for that. Because I alone couldn't do that. She would have to see something demonstrated by the community responding to the information for her to come to that conclusion at a 9-year-old age. So that's why I say I'm humbled by the community. So if this is what I got to do to save my daughter from the mess that they got out there in store for us, then I'm going to teach as hard as I can. You know, I'm going to teach as hard as I can to make sure my daughter doesn't deflect or deviate from an opportunity to contribute to society and to just have a high level of integrity and morality as a young lady flourishing into a woman. So again, I definitely got to thank the whole community. That love was awesome. I had some people from St. Martin. Out of the sand that comes from St. Martin, they drew a picture of my mother. Wow. You know, I only knew my mother for 1 week in my life. She died the week I met her when I turned 17. And they came in and they gave me this gift and like 6 or 7 other things. Amongst many of the other gifts I got was this jewelry right here. I really like it. Sometimes the copper, brass, quartz, tourmaline jewelry is a little over the top for me, or just outright ridiculous, in my opinion. It's just too excessive. But this is more my style. Like, it's, you know, it's conservative. I mean, I'm flamboyant. I like real bright stuff. But I normally do that to market myself, to draw a certain amount of attention to me when I'm in a place that warrants that you get that type of attention or stand out. So, but this I like. I like the creativity, ingenuity, and the brother gave me this as a gift. I just thought that was so cool. And like I said, then it's the sister and this couple from St. Martin that made this image from sand of my mother. And I said, man, the gifts that I was getting at that debate, it just gave me so much self-worth, you know? Like, if these gifts were my barometer to determine my value, then I would have to say I'm extremely rich, you know? And I can't deny it. I just can't deny it. I enjoy the embrace from the people so much that every day since the debate, I think I'm in the 48-hour zone. It's hard to tell what day it is because when you're not sleeping, one day goes into the next day. However, I'm still soaking it all up. It's going to take some time before it really comes to me, everything that I experience. I just come from a part or a place where I remember I did my first official lecture by myself, and I was real nervous. I didn't know how much people was going to come out. And it was Reactivate Your Melanin, and actually it was on March 20th. Just like this debate was on March 20th. That's why it was so significant to me, because March 20th was the day that I did my first solo debate and asserted myself as a member of the conscious community. So I did Reactivating Your Melanin via sex and solar diet and things of this nature, or things of that nature. So when given the opportunity to have an undercard, which I was going to have an undercard by tradition to deal with the boxing aesthetic, I decided I didn't want an undercard because I was celebrating me on my own as an anniversary since the debate was on March 20th. So I said I wanted to do it by myself. And I wanted to take it back to vintage POLIGHT, where it was about putting flyers on the streets, but I just wanted to magnify what I did to get to that point. Because when I did Reactivate Your Melanin, I think I was a little over 100 people, and that was a great first lecture come out. It's a little over, not a lot, but it's a little over 100 people, and that was great. It was amazing, man. And I just couldn't stop thinking, this March 20th, I want to do this by myself again. You know, I don't want an undercard. I want to go back to the grind. So I did a bunch of interviews, bunch of radio shows, 30,000 flyers, posters, and I put a lot more effort into the editing for the promotion, the all access. I wanted to be able to see my growth. So I must have watched my first lecture in preparation for this debate probably like 12 times. You know, I'm just trying to get in tune with what state of mind I was in and the obstacles I had to get to that point to do my first lecture, because I had a very humbling budget. So what I wanted to do to promote, I had to be very creative to get the type of attention I needed to get to the conversation or dialogue I wanted to have. So this time around, even though I had a lot more resources to draw attention to myself in the conversation, I wanted to have that mentality of the grind. I wanted to reintroduce myself to that. I wanted to make sure that me knowing that I'm good for 300 people wouldn't be my limitation to what I could do creatively. Because sometimes you can get successful, you hear it even in music, where people get so successful, you can see the successes impeding on their ability to make good music again, you know? And I said to myself, you know what? I want to watch. This debate is pivotal to what kind of personality I have. It's the anniversary of the first time I did something by myself, and therefore I'm going to put myself in a zone. I'm going to apply myself as though I don't have. I'm going to apply myself like a man that doesn't have, who does have the resources. So I lost a lot of, well, I don't want to say I lost hours. I gained a lot of opportunities on account to me not sleeping. I did, like I said, a number of radio shows, hit the blogs. I heightened my social media awareness, sent out lots of correspondences, did several interviews for YouTube, did the posters, did the flyers, did speaking engagements that were non-associated, flew out the country. And even when I flew out the country, I barely bought any clothes. Most of what I brought was books. My wife, books and technology, my wife had to pack me clothes because I didn't want to be too overwhelmed carrying luggage. So I just bought, I wore 2 pants. I wore a pair of jeans and some thin windbreakers. And I had a hoodie on, and then I had a long sleeve tee, that's a hoodie under that, and 2 tank tops I had on when I left. And then I put like 4 boxes and 2 pairs of socks. And then that's all I had packed up. The rest was books. My wife was like, "Where's your clothes?" I said, "I'm on the grind. I just want to put myself in a place where I don't have it to spend, so my focus can be more on my reading." You know, so I put myself on a budget, and it was only for my books. You know, it was only for my books. I put myself on a budget. So she went around and she found a way to put some more clothes in her stuff, because she's like, "Man, you bugging out." And when I went to Israel and hand washing my clothes, she's like, "You can go to the laundry. Why are you hand washing your clothes?" I'm like, this is what I was forced to do when I didn't have nothing. So I want to go into that ring like a hungry man that's trying to come up, and I want attention. I don't want to go into that ring like I got videos doing 500,000. I want to go in there like I'm just trying to get people to hear me for the first time. So that's why when people watch the debate, the first round was designed in such a way that everybody was like, "Yo, it was a knockout." Like, everybody was just like, you had people ready to leave first round. You know what I'm saying? And then when you see my second round, undoubtedly people could say that brother's definitely studying. There's no one who saw my second round that's going to say they wasn't impressed. I haven't heard one person. That the second round was like, and it had so much contrast to the first round that people was like, I switched gears. But that's because I put myself in a special place. You know, meanwhile, I was showing post-dated footage for the most part. Stuff that I was doing the month prior, I was showing in the month of. So people would think I'm partying and going crazy, you know? Some of those things are what I did do, but when I got into like the 30-day mark, I locked in. You know, so sometimes people see me doing things and like, yo, this fool, man, he got this big debate, he think he got it going on. They don't even know I'm in the lab studying. But I did that for my opponent, so he could sleep on me and think I'm fooling around. You know what I'm saying? So, but I was in Israel studying most of that time. So, you know, I enjoyed it. And, you know, some people say, man, is it that deep? It ain't that deep. It's the knowledge. It is that deep. We should be working as hard as we can.